But yeah, Jacob, actually, before you gotta go, brother, can you hop on and just say hey and tell us what's alive for you in this now moment, if you don't mind. Um, but if not, that's okay too. No problem. Oh, is it your sound? Can you guys hear him
Can
okay?
can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Hi. Um, yeah, I'm feeling much more online. I feel like I actually had my sacred pause in July, and so I'm probably like a month ahead of everyone. So I had my offline. Oh, that's the kookaburras. Gonna come back in. That's probably the most Australian thing ever. Um, yeah, I am feeling pretty online. So I've got a client today. And really, what's in my field right now is kind of, I think, finding this harmony between human and the divine. So I am really um, finding like a healthy pace and remembrance, and also like being intuitive. I wish I could tell you more inspiring things, but really, I think I'm just moving back into finding my play again after being in my winter kind of my winter cocoon. Like I met with you and Lenny yesterday, and we went into the void a little bit because I got some stuff going on there for the 9-9 portal. And look, the one thing I just want to put out there is just this um, reassurance of if you can make an intention to do something, then that's great. But if you don't know what you're actually doing and you just know you have to do it, then that's perfectly fine too. And that's the feminine and the actually the inner child way. And that's been reinforced to me over and over again. And I just really want to put that out there in that it's okay to not have an intention straight away, apart from just exploring and following what you've been led to do. And because, yeah, I think I was challenged on that very recently, and it turned out to be quite fruitful to follow it without an intention and to just see what happens. And I think that's my most recent like success story and feel very happy about. And um, yeah, I think that is so much more real than like thinking you have to know exactly what's going on. I think that's quite masculine, funnily enough. Um, and we're not moving into that reality. We're moving into a 5D reality where we are in communion with something that's greater. And that means us not knowing all the time because there's probably reasons for it too. And yeah, there's fragrance of like co-collaboration right now, finding what works for you and what doesn't, and being like clear about it. And again, just role modeling the faith. Like yesterday, I had to follow my heart, and it led to some sadder like endings. But now I feel my heart much more open and much more free because of it. So yeah, that's my share from me. And yeah, I'm just gonna be listening now in the background. But yeah, any questions, feel free to yeah ask me. But that's it. That's
Yeah,
me. Hopefully
dude.
that
Hey.
suffices.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Actually, that's perfect. Thank you so much for that. A wonderful intro into our Limitless Creators call for this week. Yeah, just a sacred reminder, um, and about the realness that is this reality that we're calling in, right? Um, I'm just kind of like, honestly, kind of in awe a little bit, just drinking that in, because it is real. Like, I think it's great that we get on these calls and we have these really deep activations and meditations, and you can close your eyes and just kind of, drift into this space of like pure bliss and enlightenment and wonderment. But the reality is that we're calling in and we're embodying this frequency in the now moment, right? So not only as we're collapsing, closing out what's left of the 3D, stepping into this new 5D, um, golden, crystalline, diamond, template, and above frequency, and really not only modeling that for one another and embodying that for the collective, and then anchoring those templates, anchoring those templates in the now moment, so that all of us um, because we are the collective, we have access to that frequency, right? And really, that's like so real. There is a lot of this call is going to be about post 8-8 integration, post Galactic Historian integration, but really about just the sacred pause as well is definitely. Just gonna look at that. Oh, okay. Wow, I like where you're at, bro. Really just commuting to work, just saw a rainbow in the sky. Yeah, love it. Yeah, thanks for hopping on with us, for sure. Thanks for keeping us in your ear as you're going to work or as you're having a client. But yeah, really just the realness that is, life in the now moment. I was talking with Lenny earlier, and I was like, man, I can't wait to see where, because I was just thinking about, I was like, where am I going to be a year from now? I was thinking about where I was a year ago, and then in the now moment, and then looking at the year ahead, and it was interesting because like I channeled, it's like where I'm going to be, and then I told her, but I was like, isn't it kind of trippy that like, yeah, we'll be in unity consciousness. But I said, isn't it trippy? Here's the amazing thing about being a limitless creator, right? Is that at the very start of our journey, when we first stepped into this path that is spirituality, right? I'll put it in air quotes, but spirituality. That moment is happening in the now moment, and that future moment that I was thinking about, that maybe you're calling in as you're listening to this call, as you're integrating your post 8-8, maybe you're manifesting something super big and amazing and real and raw and just the most abundant, golden, divine, crystalline, diamond template and above timeline, and you're living in that in the now moment. But isn't it so interesting, so amazing that at the start of our journey, that's the same exact moment as when we're in this abundant timeline in the now moment. Not only and like living that too, not just like saying it, not just hopping on calls, not just like weaving that frequency with one another. Oh, welcome in, Natalia. So good to see you. Thank you,
Hello,
sister.
brother. I
So
just wanted
amazing
to
to see
share
you.
quickly that the
Sure.
link in our email was different than on the phone. So it took me like 5 minutes. So many souls might not have the correct link. It just saw
Oh, goodness.
email.
I'm going
The
to have to
other,
look at it. So it's different than the one. Okay, I'll look at
yes,
that.
it's okay.
Yeah, my apologies.
Nice to be here. Oh, thank you. I'm so
We'll get it.
excited.
We'll get
I'm
it
so
straightened out.
excited.
Yeah, because I use the one that's on the actual Google invite. So maybe that's my
Yeah.
bad. We were just talking about post 8-8 integration, post Galactic Historian frequency. I was just sharing with others on the call that thinking about myself 1 year from now, I was just sharing with Lenny Crystal, I was like, because we're psychic, right? So I was just channeling where I'm going to be at like a year from now. It's like, oh, in this most amazing, abundant place, right? It's actually pretty tropical. And I was like, oh, I could see myself there. Because when you're psychic, it's like, why not? Let me just get a little taste of this abundance, right? And then I was sharing that with Lenny, but I was telling the others on the call how amazing it is that when we first started our spiritual journey, right, and that moment that we're calling in post 8-8, this amazing, abundant moment, crystalline diamond and above template, the highest abundance possible that we're calling in, that we're living, that is the exact same moment as when we first started our spiritual journey. That is the exact same moment that we're manifesting. That is the exact same moment that we're walking around in day to day. And Jacob just shared an amazing story too about there is this frequency kind of like really collapsing and closing, tying up all these little loose ends right now. To me, it feels like August and September are kind of like joined together in a way. So we're doing some of the business now in August that will pay fruits for us, in September, and that's just my. Oh, hey, welcome in, Vincent. Good to see you, brother. but I just found it so amazing and so deeply activating to think about how that moment when I first started my spiritual path, you know, for me, it was a moment of like deep, a dark night of the soul, you know. That's how I started my journey into spirituality, is the exact same moment that we're calling in, the exact same moment of this abundance frequency, the exact same feeling that I have when I get on with all of my friends here in the Limitless Creators community. Welcome in, Erica. Sorry if I didn't say hello. I'm just kind of getting everybody settled into the call.
Oh, hey, you're good. I'm just finishing up from work, so I'm just hopping on
Yeah.
board now. Good to see ya.
Feel free, feel free to settle in, take your time. We are currently in Colorado at Tatiana's place. We decided to spend another night, so she is playing the gracious host to us, and Lenny is currently spending time with Tatiana while I take this call, who is typically my partner in crime. Not in crime, but in abundance frequency, in unity consciousness. I guess when we're all one, technically we're all one together. So I guess we're all our partners in crime? Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. So what we'll do is we'll just open space here. We'll just do like a quick, I'm gonna just do like a real quick guided, and then I really want to turn it over and I want to hear like what is real for everybody else. What are you calling in? What is your 8-8 felt like? What is your Galactic Historian, post-Galactic Historian felt like? I want to hear what's alive for you. So it's going to be super quick. I'm just going to drop us in, and then, yeah. Actually, I'm going to open, what I'll do is I'll just open Sacred Space, and then we'll just go straight to kind of co-channeling, because really, Jacob opened us up. He's got a client that he's going to take, but he opened us up on like the realness, and I kind of like that frequency. So let me turn on some music. Okay, there we go. You know if it's okay for everybody. All right. Can't not be real. I think it's a double negative, but that's okay. Yeah, so just starting to settle into your space. I'm just going to turn this down to the bare minimum. Settling into your breath. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear it okay. For most of us in the U.S., we're winding down our day. Melissa said, my spiritual journey also started with a dark night of the soul. I feel you on that one, yeah. So here in the U.S., it's about 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 Mountain. Natalia is, I'm not sure what time zone she's in. I think she's close to us. In Australia and Hong Kong, our brothers that are joining us from Australia and Hong Kong, their day is just beginning. So just settling into this space, beginning to find your breath. Beginning to release some of that tension of the neck, the head, the shoulders. All right, Jacob. Good to see you, brother. Definitely we'll catch up. Thank you for your intro. As we begin to open our sacred space together, starting to maybe get those yes, no's. I love to do yoga, so we get the yes, no's, yes, and the no's, getting those little stretches in, the somatic movements, the wiggles is what I like to call them. Oh my gosh. Really settling into your body. Maybe cactus the arms. Pretend like you're squeezing a quarter right between your shoulder blades. Oh, goodness. Bringing our awareness into center. Inviting in our guides. Inviting in our highest self. Feel free to take time here to call in any guides, gods, goddesses, deities that you are working with. Inviting into our space, dragon frequency. Angelic frequency. Galactic councils, planetary councils, healed ancestors, soul friends, soul family, the four directions, north, south, east, and west, the five elements, air, earth, water, fire, ether. Welcoming into our space any multidimensional soul aspects that are aligned to our highest golden timeline and above. Any power animals, spirit animals, guardian animals. Welcoming in all of the galactic children. I just call them galactic children because when I used to name them all, if you forget one, they get really sad and disappointed, and they remind me of that. So I just call them the galactic children, all of the children, including our divine child as well. Let's do a couple of breaths here. We'll do 4, 7, 8 breaths. So it'll be a 4 count into the soul star, white radiant light, and hold for 7. And then breathe out for 8, an 8 count. So it's a 4, 7, 8 breath. Let's do a couple of those. So whenever you're ready here, 3, 2, 1, white radiant light into the soul star. Hold for 7, sip, squeeze, activating your root lock, sucking your stomach into your cerebral spine. And breathing out here, side buzzer hum, letting something go for 8. Do a 4 count in again. 3, 2, 1. White radiant light into the soul star. Hold, sip, squeeze. Eight count out here. Side buzzer hum. Letting something go. Returning to your normal breath. Opening our central pillar. Setting aside my ego to be an open and clear channel. And I think I'll take us through just a short guided meditation, just to kind of get us going on the co-channeling together. Now is the perfect time. As always, I love to be intentional, so please take some time here to bring your attention into your heart center, calling our intention forward for this session, for this sacred space. There is power in words, so if you feel inclined, feel free to unmute and state your intention here. I'll start off. My intention is I am the embodiment of my highest self. I am the embodiment of my highest golden timeline and above. I have clarification on my manifestations, and I am embodying those, empowering those in the now moment, living that to my highest potential. Weaving the frequency of love with the divine feminine. Aho. So bringing that intention into our awareness. Really breathing your intention in to the now moment. Knowing that it is already happening, knowing that it is already active. As we begin to shift and close out of this 8-8 Lionsgate portal, we stand at the convergence of powerful cosmic energies, where the alignment of the Sirius star system, Mama Gaia, and the Galactic Center brings forth unparalleled opportunity for collective spiritual ascension, healing and activation frequencies. This sacred moment serves as a doorway to higher consciousness, facilitating the integration of higher wisdom, galactic family knowledge. As we deepen into the frequency and begin to close out of our 8-8 infinity portal, we have aligned with the energies of the Galactic Historian Conference, a gathering of deep cosmic remembrance, led by our beloved friends and JJ. Some of our friends got to attend that conference in person. Some of us were able to attend online. Super activating. During this time, you may have chosen to tap into the vastness of the Galactic Akashic Record, unlocking knowledge and activating collective consciousness of our universe. Throughout the Galactic Historian Conference, we were called to reconnect with our star lineages, our galactic families, remembering their wisdom. Whether your family is from Sirius or Lyra, Andromedan, I'm hearing a lot of us are Arcturians as well, or any of the other galactic star families, this portal offered an opportunity to retrieve information, insights, and activating spiritual blueprints encoded within the Akashic Record, especially those that may relate to the evolution of our soul and our mission here on Earth, our soul mission or Dharma during this very transformative time. as we unite together within this sacred space, remembering this potent Lionsgate portal, we invite the frequencies of galactic remembrance to continue to integrate in alignment with our highest golden timeline and above. During this potent time, you may have noticed some of that collective deep healing, some of the shedding of these old layers, closing out, collapsing, these distortion frequencies, separation, closing out on fear, really allowing the true wisdom of the universe to channel and flow through us. The 8-8 Lionsgate Infinity Portal serves as a powerful activation point for receiving light codes or light templates. And as we integrate that potent frequency of Lionsgate and the Galactic Historian Conference, we continue to open ourselves to this divine alignment and our soul integration, continuing this integration frequency and attuning to the higher frequencies as we call in, if it feels aligned, the Galactic Akash, pertinent multidimensional soul aspects may step forward as well to assist you in this time. Unlocking gifts, abilities. I'm hearing vaults of knowledge too, codexes, energetic experiences that support your soul's purpose in the now moment. So as we begin to shift into a more co-creation frequency, synergizing with the Galactic Historians, bridging the energies of the past, present, and the future, allowing the collective consciousness of these galactic families in our divine alignment to weave with Mama Gaia, to weave with the collective ascension path as we move forward together on this path of unity consciousness, where all races, all human beings, all dimensions coexist in harmony with one another. I'm going to turn it over now for co-channeling frequency. I'd really love to hear what's coming through for you, what's alive in the now moment. What came up for you during 8-8? Melissa said, my intention is to embody my I am. Love that. So feel free to unmute, and I would love to hear what's coming through for you.
I don't have a lot to share, but I guess I'll say something. I feel like this 7/7 portal was just a big roller coaster and really hot and heavy erratic energy for me. And this 8/8 portal, which frankly it's my first 8/8 portal since my spiritual awakening last year. Was my dark night of the soul was last June, and then I kind of woke up last July. Has been very pleasant, and the sacred pause has had just perfect timing because internally I feel very calm. Everything has felt really easy. I think the Galactic Historians Conference was really beautiful. What JJ's been bringing in recently about the song lines has felt really powerful because part of my manifestation goals with 8/8 was to kind of connect with my creative channel. I think I talked a little bit about that maybe in Yellowstone. And the song lines have been really powerful in playing around with that. And it's been really empowering to kind of embody that and play around with singing and my voice and confidence. And yeah, that's what I have. Thank you. I'm complete.
That's so amazing, so powerful. Thank you for that testimony. I love just like listening to that frequency, hearing that in the now moment, and then knowing that you're here with us. Like it's just so divinely aligned. It's just so powerful. It feels, and I love to hear all the things that are coming through. Yeah, super powerful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for being here with us. It's so fresh out, like you said, less than a year or right at a year sounds like. Yeah, wow. I'm really glad that we get to co-create with you and walk with you on this sacred journey from the very start. Like, how powerful is that? Like, so amazing, so amazing.
Thank you, Gwen. I agree. It feels really powerful, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you guys. I'm learning a lot and holding space and hopefully contributing.
Oh my gosh, yes, of course, of course. I'm so thankful that I got to hang out with you in real life, and spend time with you in real life. So yes, thank you so much.
I would like to share too. Thank you so
Yay.
much. Thank you so much, Melissa, for sharing. I in complete resonance with what you said, having that sacred pause initiated before 8/8. So I was gonna go to Mount Shasta, but something kind of like pulled me back after I met Michael near the Niagara Falls and having that exchange, and something showed me to stay here to create that bridge, to connect to Mount Shasta, be part of different meetings, but having that bridge, that it's very important to have us not just gather in one place, but having that like a spread out frequency across the grid. And the vision I was shown almost like, how you're on a plane. If everyone sits on one side, this kind of like this balance is created, that too much light in one spot and it needs to be spread out across the grid, across the world. So that's the vision I've had. And the main thing that came up for me is having that change of your vision, change of our optics. And I shared that at our Galactic Historian meeting, that having your prescription glasses being changed right now, that we will see the beyond, and having that allowance for ourselves to go into that transition. And when Glenn shared about the Arcturians, I almost had this like vision of that technology, like LASIK eye surgery, you can say, but like kind of like integration, the flow that we allow to see beyond what is just presented. And this is the quantum shift that is happening right now, not just to see what we are like seeing is through the human eyes, but having that multidimensional vision. And another thing for me is having divine unions through your eyes. So have like almost like the feminine in one eye, the masculine in the other, and merging that. So we're able to see from both perspectives rather than embodying, I just see from my feminine self and then the reflection of the masculine, having that both visions coming through you. And then one of the senses that's been activated right now, you know, how we connect through telepathy, through our thoughts. We will be able to connect through our eyes, to almost have that experience that we see through the eyes of another, through another mirror, and having that experience of deep understanding how another soul experiences this human experience, and having that interaction, not just facing the mirror, but almost like becoming that reflection and seeing yourself, how you're being perceived. Then I've had this beautiful ceremony at Albion Hills. So for me, the Avalonian frequency is very strong right now too. And in Ontario, we have this beautiful conservation area. I went in and I had this dragon nest built around this beautiful, beautiful tree. It had like a womb space inside. And just as I did that, and I thought I'm just by myself in this beautiful place, just as I've created, put intention of that purity, light, that crystallization around the field, you won't believe it. Like dozens and dozens of your, like you can say, galactic children or like crystalline children just run into the field, and we're just like witnessing what is happening. And into my awareness of what came in, that when we do those activations, we create the field, we clear the field, transmute the space, and then we invite souls to receive the activation. And when children coming in, it's important to almost have this, like not the structure, but to show them how they can anchor their frequency in that space, what they can do. It's almost like they run in and like, how we can play here, what can we do here, do we dance, do we like talk to the trees? It's almost like we are guided right now to show the children how they can co-create with us, how they can clear the ley lines, the grids around them, and just have that kind of like knowledge to share with them. That's been coming in for me. And I'm just so, so grateful again to be here and for Glenn to create that container, because it's very, very important. I know sometimes we, like I host the containers, but for me to receive, I love that. Like just to come in, receive and receive those activations and have this flow. And what I'm seeing right now, that after the 8-8, now is the time for action. We will feel that like we relaxed, we had that pause, and now is the time to kind of like start moving, start creating what you have in your vision, start doing different containers, different meeting gatherings, and just continuing in that flow. Today, another thing I like to share, Egypt came for me very strongly, and I know Glenn and Lainey, and I'm sure Erica, I think she said you'll be going to Egypt soon. Yeah. So I felt that almost like a message to share with you, that when you go into that sacred places, you do the activations, it's almost like sending the next group coordinates, like sending either the picture where you were, what you did, and it's almost like tag you're it. Now another group comes in into the same field, into the same dragon nest, that's how I call, and anchoring more or adding more water, more frequencies, like more fluidity to that. So yes, so for me, I feel like I might be going after the main group and then coming back and doing something. So please share your experience there, and I'm excited to hear what you're going to receive or you're going to reflect. And I'm complete. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Natalia. You're so amazing.
Mhm.
Such an amazing, amazing oracle frequency too. I love that you brought in that frequency of the masculine and the feminine in the same eyes. There were so many things that you just channeled for us. Like so many things. Yeah, I like the frequency too of telepathy has been coming in big for a lot of us, and we've been chatting with one another, obviously, if it's in alignment. And then, but I like the frequency of that you mentioned, basically, because I've seen it myself with my parallel lives too, that I have, where not only is it like, yeah, we are conversing with one another in telepathy, but also almost like a real-time exchange, right? Through the optic, it's like through our physical eyes, but it's not our physical eyes, like energetic seeing, but like a real-time exchange. So I think that I love that you brought that forward.
Thank you so much, brother.
Same with Egypt. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that you brought forward too about the Egypt frequency. Oh, goodness, yeah, wow, yeah. We can't wait to share that with you because I know that you have a trip that's going to be coming very soon. So we're going to be leaving 2 weeks from Thursday, so the 28th, and then Erica is coming at the end of September. So we're going a little early, staying a little late. So we're going to miss Erica by, I think, a little bit. And then she's going to be there. And then I know, Natalia, you're coming as well. So it's really just going to be an energetic party in our other home that's in Egypt sometimes. So it's going to be really, really interesting to feel that like in the now moment, because like we've been doing some channeling and we've been doing some activations. But being on the land, like, because gridworkers, it's about being, for us, it's like being there present on the land, being there with the land, being there with our DNA and like weaving and gridding and like you said, having that galactic child play is very important. So thank you so much. Oh, Melissa, yeah. Melissa said, how do we find your dragon temple? Is there a... But if anybody else, I think Vince, I saw you unmute there too. No pressure. Feel free to receive. What happened to my sound? Oh, hang on. Let me pull my sound. Has to do this again. Let's restart. I'm gonna spotlight a little bit of Lenny's screen so you can see the magic that is Colorado. So this is Tatiana's. She lives on a magical crystalline mountain. White quartz, pink quartz, white granite, pink granite. So if you can just imagine all of these Colorado trees surrounded by the Rocky Mountains, yes, you can see she's in the frequency of receiving. Currently, the bluest skies you can possibly imagine, surrounded by the Rocky Mountains. Vincent was out here, I think mid-June, right, Vincent? Yeah, he was out here mid-June studying Tatiana. So for those of you that don't know, Tatiana invited us out for 8/8 after we met her at the Four Corners meetup, which was the 23rd of June to roughly the 30th of June. We met her, and and she invited us out to her property where she was going to do something for 8/8, and Vincent came out and essentially marked a giant infinity symbol on our property, and it aligned some stones to 4 different star systems. It was Sirius, Arcturus, Lyra, and Lenny said, snuggling with my new Sasquatch blanket. Yeah, we went to the museum. There's a lot of compelling evidence for Sasquatch, and they recently had a sighting that isn't too far away from where we're currently at, so that was exciting as well. But yeah, we spent 8/8 with Tatiana. She's the most gracious host. Built this really magical grid, very large, massive grid, a giant infinity symbol on her property, and we had 8 other people join us in sacred space. And we built out concentric circles at 3 foot, 6 foot, 9 foot, and 12 foot. And then we just we held sacred space. We drummed. We danced. We screamed. We howled, and really just put our frequency into the land here, and held space for all of our friends too that were joining us. But yeah, this is just a taste of the amazing frequency that is Colorado, surrounded by the mountains, surrounded by your friends, just the most deeply healing frequency, activating frequency. Their water, I think, is taken, it's like 800 feet down from like a glacial aquifer. So it's an aquifer that's filled with glacial. So just really an amazing portal to witness 488 and to call in your manifestations from. So yeah, I would love to hear from anybody else that feels aligned too. Thank you so much, Lenny, for allowing us to witness I'm on the other side of the door. I'm inside. She's outside. So we're not that far away from one another, actually.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and share. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate each and everything that everybody is doing. I feel it in my heart, all the activations that you guys are going through. Absolutely. And I appreciate you being a part of my journey also. What has been coming through for me is I am in the process of just fully trying to understand unity consciousness in a way. And what has come up a lot this week, or this over the weekend, over the portal, was our individuality is very important to the unity of our consciousness when we connect. That way we hold ourselves in sovereignty, kind of in a way that we connect with each other, and that it is really important for us to do that and know who we are as we go. I think one of the last meetings, I had the Cheshire Cat come through, and it was who are you, and it was who am I? And I started really just playing with that with my inner child, because I do for a long time, I've always gone into the forest, and the trees always ask me to see through my eyes. So I open my eyes, and I'll move around the outside of their trunk and look off into the forest, and I allow them to look at certain things that are in their environment through the eyes that I have. And it's kind of a fun thing, and they really enjoy that. And now I'm expanding that into yesterday I was on the water, and I was allowing the water to be from its perspective where it was, to see itself rippling across itself in the wave. It was asking me what the wave looked like when it was going, because we were out in the ocean in our kayaks, and the way, we were going into the waves at one point, and then we were going back against, the waves were pushing us, but they were going faster than we were going. So it was a really interesting concept, and I could feel the water itself, noticing how it was. Basically, I was helping to give it itself its sense of identity, basically. And so it was super fun, and I was definitely getting a lot of just this, when I'm in a space and I'm there, I am allowing the energies of what's there to mingle with me, and I'm able to share my experience with it. And I think it's that's something that we need to do. And when we're going into the idea of unity consciousness, is actually give ourselves into it also. Our identity to the other beings that we're making contact with is like sharing that we're grateful that we're having the contact, and that this is what I have to offer also, not just taking from them. You know, like a lot of the groups that we're in, we're like, we do call on a lot of like spiritual beings, the ascended masters, extraterrestrial contact that we're trying to establish. And like when we give the permission to share ourselves with them, they are actually gleaning the knowledge that they need from us to like help us with our experience, because that's what a lot of like the beings that we're in contact with are wanting from us, is like they want to help, you know, like. And the like I've been working with the Arcturians and the Sasquatch and like the Melchizedek order, like, and they've like we've been blending together in a little like group consciousnesses of unity. And it's each one of us has like we are in this group, we're having our share time. And it was a little overwhelming for me at first, because I was like, oh, you guys have so much more than me. But then they showed me how much we have to offer through the experiences of the lifetimes that we hold within our DNA. And when we're able to share those experiences with them, they're able to help us like align the strands of our DNA. We may have all activated our DNA at this point, but we need to learn how to like consciously align them, because like we're looking at everything through a lens of physicality. And they're like the entities that we're working with, this especially the ascended masters, they have the ability to like bridge the gap and show us how to move into the celestialness and bring our light body into activation when we're sitting there to talking and mingling our energies together. And the like it gives us like the little steps on the ladder to grab a hold of, and helps us also to visualize them, you know, like when we're in this little group unity conscious um, melding bubbles is like kind of what I'm seeing. And they're like, and a lot of it looks like the flower of life, but in a bubble form, where when you start to connect or listening, or you're listening to somebody else, you're connecting through like a Vesica Pisces in a sliver of what is right for you. Basically, you're not going to take more than you can, or like take in their like complete essence, because you're only in coherence in a certain frequency of what they are at the time that you're meeting with them. If we took it all in, we'd just all be just like, it would just all end and be like we'd be all God right at the moment. So it's like having those little boundaries and layers together, we're able to like kind of just experience it through them, with them, and as our individuality. So I think that's kind of just the what I have at the moment, where I'm pulling in and blending energies, like, and I'm allowing like what I'm getting here is like I'm gonna send like a bit of amplification, like I'm like a dial that I'm gonna send to each one of you as like a gift that everybody, all these beings have been giving me, is like this amplification of what you are experiencing, and just like giving you the ability to amplify it without like causing distortion in your lives through a harmonized frequency of purification. So from my heart to yours, let this beat and beat and beat together, because we are only a width of a thought apart. Thank you, everybody.
Wow. Yeah.
Can I just add something? I just want to say,
Yeah, please do.
Vincent, thank you so much. I feel like I haven't been in here very long, but every time you share, it just feels so expansive. I just feel like I learned so much, and I just really want to honor that and express gratitude to you. Thank you. And what you were sharing made me think about what Natalia said about telepathy through someone else's eyes. She was speaking, I'm thinking other humans' eyes, and you just totally expanded what's possible for doing that for water and trees and elementals. And I just want to say thank you, brother. That was just absolutely beautiful.
Thank you for acknowledging that. I really appreciate that. I can feel the love from each one of you guys. Thank you so much. I'm just allowing my authentic self to just channel directly through me, and that's what my intention is mostly.
I definitely want to echo what Melissa said, because first of all, I have no words for the beauty of the forest. And so just thank you for receiving my hammock nap frequency in the middle of the woods, because I love sharing it. But also, it's been amazing to just sit and be and witness the nature around, like in its natural habitat, and just all the cute little animals like playing with one another, and the chipmunks, kind of yelling at each other, and the same with the hummingbirds, and been having little transmissions with the bees and all the little dragons and all the cloud beings and elementals. And so it's just been a really amazing experience to be co-creating in this way, and just absolutely love sharing it with all of you. And I think my favorite part of the weekend was when we were in the middle of ceremony on 8/8, and like 40 or 50 crows just came and flew overhead right through our ceremony, and it was beautiful. Tatiana was saying that happens quite often around here, but I was really in awe of as the crow flies. And so just bearing witness to the nature and in its habitat has been really amazing and powerful to be a part of.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I think Vincent had to go, but I just wanted to acknowledge what an amazing share. So activating listening to Vincent every single time. He keys up. He's just got this vast expanse of knowledge, and it just kind of like opens your eyes and your mind and your heart. Yeah, in so many different ways. And I love the message that he shared too. We talked about like seeing in different ways, and what I really love about co-creating this sacred space for the Limitless Creators with all of our friends who are joining us in the now moment, or maybe even by replay, is having this this not only sacred space, but also like that mirror for us to reflect safely for one another, right? There's plenty of times when we are able to I've reached out, or other people have reached out to me, and we just have this very like high frequency energetic exchange, and just having that safe sacred space is something that has been like kind of new for me in a way too. So that it's been really nice to, like Natalia said, to be able to sit and receive. That's a frequency that is also not something that I'm used to as well. Being a masculine, embodying the divine masculine frequency, having just recently retired from the military, my frequency up until very recently, which I've been actively collapsing and closing out, has been a lot of the deeply masculine, like do, here's the checklist, tell me what to do, or I'm in that doing frequency. And much like Lenny was sharing with us on the call, is like there is this kind of divine balance, the masculine and the feminine, the mother and the father, the divine child. And really, like, for me, it's been deeply activating to not only have all of the divine feminine women in my life model that for me so that I can see it. And then in turn, when I can see it as a masculine, then I can kind of like model that behavior. and it becomes like very real to me, like in my actual physical experience. And we started the call talking about with Jacob about just the realness of like being present in the now moment, the realness of being a spiritual person dealing with all of the things that are happening to us in life, and the realness of for us like being fully present here in the now moment in nature, integrating these amazing 8/8 Lionsgate portal frequencies, all of the lessons that was shared with us for the Galactic Historian Conference as well, like integrating those frequencies. And yeah, it's been deeply activating on so many levels. Oh yeah, go ahead, Natalia, please.
Thank you so much, Glenn. And I see Vincent came back like at the perfect timing too.
He's
Everything.
back.
He's back. Everything you shared was in resonance, and I wanted to share with Vincent that it's something that I was just sharing with someone else. So it's literally like creating ripples of our awareness of what unity consciousness is. So when we came with that mission to activate unity consciousness, we're trying like different ways and seeing what works for the human awareness for us. And then what happened before, we tried to converge. We literally tried to be like, this is the way to do it. This is the unity consciousness, like see how I see. And it did not really work because it created that friction, colliding, clashing, different frequencies were like bouncing off each other because they wanted to remain in that sovereignty. Like you said, they wanted to remain in their unique ray of light. And the intention was oneness, wholeness, become aware of that. But because of the fear of losing that sovereignty, we created that almost like a looping. We're trying unity consciousness, and the understanding, the awareness was not clicking in fully. So then what happens right now is that, and JJ brought it in, the coherence. So the coherence of understanding of unity consciousness is more stable harmonization, where each frequency retains its uniqueness, its original essence, that unique blueprint that we all carry, but yet aligns in mutual awareness and integrity with the whole, with our collective mission. And to sustain unity consciousness that doesn't rely on similarity anymore, but on alignment with source. So how we align with source creates that unity, that awareness, and creating, again, relational harmony, our race expanding outwards, creating our own containers, creating our own visions in our unique ways, and not collapsing within to merge. So before we would collapse into one container and then like bounce off each other and still stay in that unique frequency. So now what we're doing, we're expanding our unique visions, but yet source connecting to the source vision as well. So that I feel like will create that more aware, more balanced unity consciousness in the collective by in that like coherent, harmonized co-creation. So thank you so much. But every word you were saying, I'm like, yes, I literally just had this conversation. So yes, and Glenn, very beautiful how you put the roles. That's another thing, the masculine, feminine. So that's another thing, the changing division, if becoming aware that it was like playing roles, like the masculine, you feel you need to play that structure, like being that reliant source, but yet you are here to receive too. You are here to embody the feminine frequency too. So finding that balance where we're both within and without, and having that equality. And I don't know, like I want to share too. I was driving and I got lost on 8/8, and the big sign on one of the shops said King, Queen, Opticians. And it was almost like it looked like a Vesica Pisces at first, but then it looked like almost like two circles very close to each other, like glasses. And the message I was like received that Vesica Pisces did, like a crossed eye thing that you kind of see, but not really clearly. It's almost like the cross vision of both polarities. So now we create more of like tri-wave. I shared before that tri-wave is more like a flower of life. It's two circles like layering up, seeing individually but collectively together without that cross-eye vision that we've experienced. And yes, that's it. I'm complete. Thank you.
So amazing, so amazing. Oh, I love it so much. I love that we all have our own frequency and alignment and sovereignty for unity consciousness. Like, it's so activating to hear these different frequencies, because I have like my personal understanding, and then I'm talking with others about their frequency of unity consciousness. And then we have Erica has a call for unity consciousness too, which I found a lot of value in also. And then listening to every single person on this call, and it's really activating to kind of weave those frequencies together to really get this like full spectrum understanding of you know, that embodiment frequency, right? Because part of like being a spiritual you know, human being and being embodied is not only like talking about those all these spiritual things, but also like living that frequency, anchoring that embodiment into the now moment, anchoring those templates, and then also co-creating with the collective, because we are the collective. And ultimately, one of the things that came to me earlier I wanted to say was all of the work I'll put in air quotes, all of the things that we're doing, you know, whether it's 8-8 or just living our normal daily lives, are very important. Very, very important. Those frequencies, that embodiment, no matter where you're at in your spiritual journey, all of that is very important, and it's very real. Yeah, and then sacred play too. It's very real, and it has a significant amount of meaning, because I remember having a conversation with somebody, and you get these little nuggets along the way where you get these confirmations, or we'll cross confirm one another. And really, you know, in the beginning we were talking about like a lot of us, we come to spirituality in our dark night of the soul, and then you're basically weaving this frequency, kind of playing that like lone wolf in a way, that kind of like Batman or that lone wolf archetype, and then we finally find our pack, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, like, and you're just like howling at the moon at night. One night at the full moon recently, we've been howling a lot actually at the moon, and then you're like, you hear your brothers and sisters like weaving this howl with you, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, like, thank goodness I'm not alone. I'm not in, you know, when you're in the void, right? When you're in the quantum, when you're in the 0 point, it's just like, it feels like it's just me, you know, but you're really creating and you're really manifesting. So it's really nice to have our wolf pack together. It's really nice to have our soul family activated, to have our soul friends aligned with us. Super activating to meet one another in person. That's a new frequency that we've been embodying. Currently, you just really step into this actual vortex frequency. And Natalia, you know, you've been in person fairly recently. Like, there is this vortex that comes with meeting all these high frequency souls, and it's just so activating and so empowering. So I think that's what I got for now. Would anybody else like to speak to the field?
I can share. So I had it was very deeply personal. So it's not like insights for like anything special for everyone, but just very deeply personal. So I got to do a lot of clearing during my travels. And I think my favorite part of it was I technically went by myself, truly just like to follow my joy and be with my friends. So I got the opportunity to hang out with Rachel for a little bit, and I got to see Cloris again in person and hang out with her a couple times. I've known Stacy in our community for a couple of years, or not a couple of years. It feels like a couple of years. It's like a year and a half. But I finally got to meet her in person and hang out with her for a bit. And I got a room with Helen and Rachel, so I got to meet Helen in person. So it's all about the connection, exactly what you're saying, Glenn, just really being able to connect. And it felt so nice to have community and support, because I mean, I've been going through my own personal stuff. Um, and yeah, I just felt really nice to have my sisters of like Avalon and Lemuria with me. And I don't know, just had a really beautiful time at Fairy Falls, and just like anchoring all this like solar codes into the water and into the land. And yeah, and I got to talk to a lot of insects. I was like, what's up? Hanging out, light languaging with insects. I'm like, I didn't know I was that close of friends with them, but we're buds, you know. And I had my little cricket guy who came in. He was there last year when I went to Shasta. When I had to go up, my guides were like, go where wind meets water on the mountain. And I was like, okay, I'll go here. And I was like, I'm really tired. I'm like, fucking tired. Like my body is exhausted. I had a little cricket friend that like helped me up the hill. And then I had a cricket friend again the other day. I was like, thank you, my cricket friends. I really, really like you. I don't know. It was really funny. And then like Rachel and like I just had like adventures. I don't know. It was just a big adventure with friends, and that just brought me so much joy. And I also got to do my own thing and be comfortable with that. Yeah, it just felt like a culmination of so many things. And I went to Pluto's Caves after I did Castle Lake to Heart Lake. And so it felt like whatever I was like taking in from above, I was basically, it was like as above, so below, and just really putting it in there. And I got to honor the pigeon for their service because there was like, I don't know, the pigeons were there. And to me, they're the temple keepers. I really believe that in like my heart and soul. The pigeons are the temple keepers. And there was a dead pigeon when I entered, and I was like, why? So I had to like do like a whole pigeon. I was like, I had to get these herbs, and I was like, I don't know. I spent like 15 minutes doing a ceremony for a pigeon, but like this is just me. This is my authenticity, and I could just be me. And then I'm in like the peace garden, and Rachel and Helen pieced out. And I'm just like doing my little light language, and some lady like clearly is taking a video of me, and I'm like, what? And I don't like to be seen, so I'm like, I'm getting like video cameras. Like, so like approach her, and like I was like, hey, what's up? And so I don't know, I just had these very interesting personal experience. I had a lot of clearing, and I'm like, I'm on like my moon flow, and so I'm like, okay, everything is just like clearing out of the body right now. And yeah, anyways, it was uh I don't know. I feel like I didn't get a lot of downloads, but at the same time, like I just had such a beautiful experience, and I'm just really happy for it. Oh, and I got to do like we did like under the stars, like an MSI light language whatever ceremony, and it was like fantastic. Yeah, I know, Rachel, she follows her call, but I'm just saying in jest. Um, yeah, I feel complete, I think. I don't know. That's what I got for now. Antares says hi. They joined. I don't know who they really are, but they said hi. So, okay, I am complete. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I haven't personally been to Mount Shasta, so I have to kind of vicariously like partake through everybody's collective shared experience. So it really feels like I'm going on these little adventures with you guys as you shared, and as other people share with me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I hear about all these cool little spaces and places. Um, Together. Okay, in October. Nice. And then Tatiana, she's not on the call with us. She's but also our sister too. She's actually going to be in Mount Shasta very soon as well. So I'm going to continue to live vicariously until I am able to visit this super activating space and place. The insects have been really active too, so thank you for bringing that forward. I think it was Vincent may have channeled the insect frequency with us, was talking. I feel like, yeah, Vincent had a channel message about the insects, and me and Lenny were actually just talking about that, like literally last night. So I just want you to know that everything that you guys speak into the field or put into the field, we drink all of that in, and we talk about it, and we live it, and we just like we continue to co-create on all of these cool little stories that you guys bring through. And we continue to like add our own little flavors to them. So thank you so much for sharing all of those amazing frequencies, Erica, and everybody else who has shared. But thank you so much, Erica.
I'll start saying words. I just got out of work, so thank you. So I don't know what y'all were talking about, but it feels good. And I also am open. I just got my mail since I was traveling, and you don't know if you can see it, but it's from why can't this happen ever? It's from Australia. So it's codes from Jacob and Joe. And I
Oh
can't.
no, we can't see it.
Well, it's just the Australia envelope. I'm just excited about the Australia envelope. I'm celebrating that at first, that we have friends down under that like love us enough to send mail. Like that's so cool. I'm sorry, but like I still love mail. We don't do that. We have text now. So like, and telepathy, but like mail is cool. And I don't know, these codes are codes, but they're codes, you know. Joe's got killer codes, but I'll throw them in what do we use? Telegram. You guys, I'm already like spent from like getting home at like midnight last night and then like working and stuff, but I just was so excited to join y'all today. I couldn't wait to see your faces because I missed everyone, even though I felt so connected to everybody no matter what, because I could feel you in the field. I'm like, whoa, there's so much fun stuff happening. This is from Jacob, I guess. I don't you're the first one seeing it too. I'm the first time I'm seeing it. Yeah, it's flowery. I've been drawing stuff. And then I did this during a session because I was just bored. This is my art show. I'll post pictures, but no, I'm just happy to see you guys. I really don't have anything to say. I'm just kind of basking in this like loving frequency of with my friends. So, but I do say, if I could describe, do you play video games? I don't know if you do, Glenn. Do you? Are you a video game person? Have you ever played like Zelda? Like, are you a nerd like me that just plays video games all
of course.
day?
I'm half Asian, so we're like, you know, by proxy, I think I'm.
Are you half Asian, dude? I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm half Filipino, half Filipino, half
No,
white.
never would have guessed that because I'm half Filipino and we never had a conversation about that ever in our lives. So this is
That's
awesome.
true.
It's so weird. That's like, no way. That's, I feel us giggling somewhere. That's crazy. Well, there's this one spot, and I think it's Breath of the Wild. Are you up to date on the Zelda games?
No, I haven't played recently, but
I will take a video of this section that just explains Shasta so much, because there's just like this meadow of like magic with like unicorns and rainbows, and like it just glistens, and you're just like, oh really? Oh wait, that's not just my camera. Like that's actually just like happening. Like you're just feeling it. And it felt really nice to just sit in it. You don't have to say anything or do anything, but just sit in this like little sparkly field of beauty. And I felt like I was in Zelda. So that's my best way to describe what it felt like for me in like a human way without having any other words for it. It's been nice. It's been nice. But I was just more so excited to see y'all. I'm just glad to connect. I just want to keep connecting all the time and witnessing and recognizing that you don't even have to know anybody for more than like a couple minutes or days sometimes, and just be able to like recognize you in person and be like, oh my God, it feels so normal. Like that part is just the coolest part, is when you meet these, like we meet each other, but then when we are in physical form, it's like, oh yeah, hi. Like as if you live next door to me my whole life. So like I'm just basking in all of that, and I just want more of it. So I'm just really excited to be and know everybody here and have fun with everybody here. This is so fun. So this is my after work special. And that's all I have to share. Literally. I'm just happy to be here. It's nice to see you guys.
Yeah, I love the after work special share. And I also can I just say how grateful I am that we all get to text one another, and we all get to like send one another photos of like all these cool little adventures that we're on together. And then you know, if you live near Salt Lake City, then we get to see one another. You know, we can't all just hop a plane. Hopefully one of these days we can just all be together. Actually, we're calling that in, like this we've all been calling this in, where we're just in spiritual community together, like in the now moment, like embodying that frequency, living together, harmonizing with one another, collapsing and getting rid of this fiat currency that we no longer need, which is part of the 3D matrix that we're collapsing but yeah, just sacred play in space. And I love that all of our inner children get to hang out together and spend time together. And a teleportation, yes. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you for putting words to a frequency in the now moment now. Yeah, calling in teleportation, spirit. Telekinesis too. I feel like there's yeah, there's a telekinesis specialist I'm hearing. Bilocation, yeah, totally. Bilocation, tri-wave. I wish you guys could just come here and just drink in the Colorado frequency. It's so activating, so amazing. Yes, please tell Laura that we said hello. Can you let her know that we are still thinking about her, even though as much as we love hanging out with you and spending time with you, Vincent, and co-creating, she says hi as well. Okay, cool, dope.
I actually think about Laura like once a week at least, like, and yeah. Hi, Laura. Love to you. Beautiful time to meet. We can do it again.
There she
Hi,
is.
Laura.
Yay.
We love you.
Sorry.
I feel like we were getting so many templates though, so keep going because it feels like I'm just streaming this frequency where it's like, okay, yeah, we can anchor all that. Let's just anchor all that. Let's do
For
it. So what
sure.
else does your inner
call in
child
some
want? Because
codes.
like, what would be fun is I always say, what's your best like option for like some magic power? To me, it was always teleportation. And that you could bring a friend. It was never that it could just be like by myself teleporting. Like you have to be able to bring at least one person with you, like as like an attachment, just to be like, because imagine me like, I need to show you this thing and I can't take you to this top of this place. It's like not accessible to humans yet or something. So I want to anchor that. We should do that. We can totally do that. And telekinesis. If you had specialists coming through, like let's just weave it. I mean, at least that feels really possible.
Yeah, can I just speak it into the field, into the now moment? If anybody has a galactic spaceship and feels inclined to swing by and scoop us up, calling that frequency in. And if you would like a ride in a galactic spaceship, feel free to speak that into the field. And once we get our stuff settled, we will definitely come. Not Erica. Okay, not Erica. Vincent, I feel like is the line.
I have so many parts that are on spaceships. I didn't choose it for this embodiment because I have so many out there. They can go do that. I live vicariously through them. This life, I'm good. I'm like, goodbye. You just do you and I do me, you know? But I don't hinder your stuff. I don't call that in for me. I'm planted. I'm rooted here with the birds and the bees and the butterflies.
You know what's
Got
funny
it.
is that she is so beyond. Most of her parts are beyond. Like these are the ones on Earth for sure that like she's just like in right now, and it's really nice. But also, in all ways, we'll just have to voice it. It's always in our sovereignty. We don't like it's all magnetized to your diamond heart integrity. You know, we don't just doesn't matter. It's okay. So at least just for it to be known, that's the type of Akashic weaving we do. Okay, law 1, 0.2. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing that up too. Of course, it's in alignment, in divine alignment actually, with your highest golden diamond crystalline template and above, I would say. Yeah, we were doing some channeling just about like all of these, so many different things. We're always channeling, you know, if you're oracle psychic, like you're just channeling stuff, you know. But recently we added the frequency of otter.ai. So not only are like voice recording it, so now the otter can just transcribe all of that for you, give you like a little readout, and then you can kind of like pick back up. Obviously with your own discernment, like AI generally speaking, just putting this into the field, use your organic channel, your organic, obviously, but otter.ai is great because when you're channeling, it'll give you a little readout. So we're just doing some channeling, and we brought the frequency of it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of like Rocket. You know, there's this frequency of Rocket where he's like, we were talking about all the animals, right? We're in the forest, but there was this remembrance of like, hey, of like a future life of mine that's going on concurrently that I channel into. It's like, hey, you have friends. So then I was like, oh, sick. Like, let me just channel into them. They're like, yeah, we've been waiting for you to like call us. And I was like, oh, for sure. Like, I'm here now. I was like, come pick me up, like now, like wherever you're at, get on the docket, go to hyperdrive or whatever the word is, and scoot me up for a galactic space ride so I can share that frequency with you guys in the now moment. Can you imagine like me or Lenny, not Erica, Vincent, or whoever is most aligned, just ripping through the galaxy, right? Like my background, right? But actually happening, not like just ripping through the galaxy and then dialing into a Zoom call and be like, hey guys, I'm on my way to Arcturus, the brightest star in the sky that talks to me every single night when I'm looking up. I have no idea how we're aligned to this Zoom call, but like just literally narrating it to you in the now moment and snapping, like Lenny would be snapping selfies as like these galaxies are just ripping by at like so fast, like light speed, right? Like years. I was actually trying to channel into that. I was like, how would we communicate? Because clearly they're communicating, right? Our galactic families are communicating. So how are they doing that? You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, my internet connection is unstable apparently. Oh, Radiohead, yes, the Pyramid Song. It did. It literally did come on.
Did the
we were
song
just
come
talking
on?
about like,
Do you listen to that song? You know that song? It's such a special
yes.
song.
Mhm.
Oh wow, that's exactly what I saw and felt, and that song takes me places. So like, I'm so glad that you got to hear it that way because I feel seen by that. It's such a deep song. It's beautiful.
But yeah, I'm just kind of just I was literally channeling into that. I was like, how do they communicate? Because clearly they communicate, right? Back to home. So we were just like, well, like obviously it's happening in the now moment. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So anyways, either way, Galactic Passport stamped. Can't wait to be on a Zoom call and letting you guys know exactly how that frequency feels. Erica says we're already communicating with yes in the now moment. We're already there. I just have my Galactic Passport super holographic and golden, and I'm just waiting to get my stamp. It's Sirius specifically. Sirius C? Yeah. Sirius C feels like where the port's at.
The best
like,
place.
okay.
Dude, did you ever, like, when you tap in, like, isn't it just another you? Like, you can just ask another you to come spend some time, you know, take you for a ride. Like, that's possible. It's just you. No, you know?
I just had the exact same thought, Rachel, like exactly same.
Sorry, I'm doing frequency fun, and I love it because we're all just telepathic now, right? We went into telekinesis and the teleportation, but we're getting there around telepathic. Good, getting close.
I just had this awareness of oversoul field. So your oversoul connects to the field of everything. And it's almost like tapping into the oversoul, your own oversoul, and then you receive the messages through whichever dimensions, through whichever layer or consciousness layer you want to connect to, and receiving in that way. So it's already like there, it's just like receiving it and connecting to that field. I love that. And when you were describing flying through, it's almost like the dragon frequencies came to me. I was just, that's what dragons do. They don't need the spaceship. They literally just in becoming that pure frequency and just like swirling around. Okay, we're in this dimension. We're going down. We're going up. We're here. What we're here to do? Unity consciousness. Okay, let's do it. And it's kind of like that process of constant movement, creating, connecting, activating, and just doing that collectively.
Yeah, we're so cool, aren't we? I love the children that we are. And to be like an elder dragon, but then be like this like pure, innocent, giggly child. Because I really always visualize us as like these children, like just like swirling down these rainbows, like up in the stars and like everywhere. And that's kind of why I love this call and why I make sure that I'm here as my after work special. Because I'm like, can we just play? And I'm so happy to be playing with my friends. But what's so cool when you're asking, Glenn, how can they communicate with us? Well, I mean, Natalia and I just had the same thought, you know? So, like, same thing, right? It's just you. It's just you on a ship somewhere. I see it. I feel it.
Oh yeah, totally. We've talked about this before, how like we're all hanging out in these other multidimensional soul aspects. We're all like doing similar things, like a similar frequency. We're similarly weaving together. I've been having, I'm sure around the full moon, a lot of people are experiencing, yeah, same radio station, exactly. You've been experiencing like these dreams, and in my dreams, I've been seeing like my friends from like the now moment or in the past, or but it's like it's not this timeline, right? So like I'm setting the intention to collapse and close off like these timelines, but then in my subconscious mind and in my dream space, I'm getting some of that frequency back, and I'm doing some of that work as well as in the present moment. So it's really interesting, the multi-dimensionality that we weave, and not only like in words, but in thoughts and in dreams and in frequencies and in harmonizing witnessing. Yes. And I love that Natalia brought through the dragon frequency, because that's so true. Like you don't need a spaceship. I think part of me just wants my own cool, amazing spaceship. Me and Lenny have already channeled like our own, like the space suits too. So you look like, you got to have the look too. You got to have this swag to match this like amazing galactic spaceship.
I had this vision I want to share, not just a spaceship, but your own planet. So I had this vision like birthing consciousness on different like planets. You get your own, and it's pure, it's blank in a way, blank field. And as like architects, as consciousness architects, we are placed there, and we're like growing consciousness. It's almost like scientifically, consciously creating new life and seeing what works, what doesn't. But at the same time, there we're on our own. It's like the planet, the field, and you, and how your consciousness, your awareness can create life on that field. And at the same time, here we go here into the third density to have this vacation, because we were on our own for so long in that oneness that we're like, okay, I need a vacation. So we go back here, even though it's dense and lots of fragments. It's kind of like fun for us to experience all the mirrors, to reflect, to see, to receive. So I feel like we are here in a way on a vacation before we go back to our consciousness architecture missions.
Yeah,
Yes.
the galactic children reflect that for us all the time. They're like, you guys are so serious. Like we literally incarnated down through all of the densities to reach this now moment, to get super, super spiritual, quote unquote, right? To like grow up to become this, super activated adult, quote unquote, right? But then in the end, it's like really, it's galactic grid play. it's galactic grid play with the frequency of our galactic child, I would say. For me personally, very galactic child. For others, maybe planetary, but for me personally, it's like we're so serious. At least my previous job, I was like very, very serious in it. And the galactic children like to remind us that they're like, hey, you're one of us. It's just like that Peter Pan and the Lost Boys, you know, that story of like, you know, you think you grew up, but actually you really didn't. You're just pretending, you know. It's this galactic play that we all get to star in one another's films. I love that we get to call one another in, and we get to co-create, and we get to co-star, and we get to weave. Rachel says we're so good at it, right? We're so good at being serious. You're such an amazing, fun, activated, galactic adult, right? I love it. I love it. I'm so grateful. Can I just say before we shift, because I know we're getting a little long on the time here, but can I just say how grateful I am for every single person that is on this call, every single person that is witnessing this, whether you are here in the now moment or you're watching the replay. We feel you. We invite you in every single time we get together to please come and activate that frequency of remembrance with us, that frequency of play, in a safe, sacred space where we can just hang out with one another and, you know, work out all of these cool galactic remembrance and just fun activations with one another. Okay, yeah, totally. You want your physical wings, yes. Can we all just, Erica, you've called that in a potent portal. Can we all just put a little bit, like 1%? No, okay, all right, fine. It was there. Still, if it's in the field, you take it. Okay, all right. You have majestic wings, by the way. Just saying. Just putting that out. But yeah, I just want to witness for everybody. I see you. We feel you. So grateful that you have taken the time to come to this sacred space with us. Super grateful that you have, you feel aligned to join us in this sacred co-creation. Sending deep gratitude to all of our guides, deep gratitude to all of our soul family, all of our soul friends, the dragons, the angelic frequency. All of the galactic children, every single one of them. All of the insects, all the kingdoms, mineral kingdom, insect kingdoms, birds. Yes, all of the co-creation. The mushrooms, yes. Okay, Erica. Yes, our fungi friends as well. But yeah, just deeply grateful for every single person, all of our sacred co-creation frequency. Take a moment here to think about our intentions from earlier. Rebreathing those intentions in. Calling them into the now moment. Reactivating them once again. Calling all of our energy back to us. That is ours, cleansed and cleared. Any energy that isn't ours, that was used for this co-creation, calling that energy back, sending it into the void, into the 0 point to be alchemized, transmuted for the greater good, back to God, source, creator, for our collective, for humanity, for Mama Gaia. Just remembering this post-Lionsgate frequency as we're closing out on this Lionsgate. super grateful for JJ for leading us through the Galactic Historian, every single person that attended and co-created with that space. Looking forward to seeing everybody next week for our Limitless Creators Call. The little preview for next week it will be about gridding your field. So we'll speak about gridding your own personal field. And then also, if aligned, after the gridding your field, there's going to be, Lenny's going to be giving kind of a master class on inorganic versus organic. So if you're interested in learning more about inorganic versus organic, but really the emphasis is going to be on gridding your field. And then I think the part 2 of gridding your field is also gridding your field with, I would say, partnership as well. So gridding your field with a partner, if you have a partner, or close platonic friendship, you can also grid your field together like that. So I'm looking forward to bringing that through for all of our friends.